Hello, and welcome to Season 2 of Don't Go There. I'm your host, Ellis Endsley, and if this is the first time you're clicking on, where have you been? There's a whole Season 1. This is the show where we bring on theme park performers from all over the world to answer the questions that you sent us on Twitter using the hashtag Don'tGoThereEE. If you haven't done that, go do that now, and before we get started, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another episode. Now here's Don't Go There. This is the show where we answer your questions, but if it gets too deep, we say don't go there. Hello, and welcome to another Don't Go There. I'm here with Michael Knight. He is also a theme park performer. Who knew? Another one. What? So many. But we are going to go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So when did you realize that you first wanted to be a performer?
Of any kind?
Yes.
Okay. It's actually kind of cool that I wore this shirt. I asked my dad to take me to go see the re-release of Star Wars. It's the 20-year anniversary, 1997.
Yeah.
And so they came out in the theater and said, "Dad, take me to go see those movies." Because I'd seen them on like TV and stuff. They're just bits and pieces, and he had watched them, but I never knew what they were about. And so he took me to go see Star Wars, A New Hope. And in the middle of the movie, Han Solo was flying the Millennium Falcon.
Oh my gosh.
And he was yelling about something. I don't know what he was yelling about. But he was doing something. I turned to my dad and I go, "Dad, I want to do that." And my dad said, "Well, you want to fly a spaceship?" And I said, "No, I want to be the person in the movie." And he's like, "Oh, you want to be an actor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'd always played pretend, and I have action figures, I made up stories and like huge long things. I did voices, and it took me a really long time to realize that was what I was doing, I was acting. I always wanted to do that. So It was that. I went and saw Star Wars and Han Solo, so Han Solo is the reason I'm an actor.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Do you have any other visual aids for everything we're going to talk about?
I can look up anything on the phone if you like.
What is the earliest memory you have of performing?
Yeah, I was in preschool, and I went to preschool at a church, and so they had us do the nativity story every year. And I don't know what part I was, because I was in preschool 2 years, so again, that's significant. I don't know what part I was, but I remember I got on stage and I started crying. And I even at like 4 years old was like, afterward I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And that was embarrassing. And then the next year they were like, "Michael, we're not gonna have you do anything difficult. You're gonna be the star." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You're gonna be the star. You're gonna be the star." So they had this big, paper cutout of the star, and they're like, "All you have to do is when they say, 'Look, the star,' walk out there and just lift it up, and that's it." And I was like, "I can do that," and I sure as hell did. I walked out there. They were like, "Oh, look, the star," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me. I'm the star." And I was so excited. So that's the earliest I think I can remember performing, being on stage in a show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not many people can say that they began their career as the star.
Right? I mean, to be fair, I began my career as third sheep crying, but
you made a really big difference in just 1 year.
Right.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. Did you go to college?
I did.
What college did you go to?
I went to Central Michigan University.
Oh.
Yes. So if you are familiar with the hand, it's right there. So it's right in Central Michigan. So yeah, it's in a town called Mount Pleasant, which is the town that I grew up in. Yeah. So I grew up in a town called Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and the college was right there. So I mean, I started out at a small college. And you can edit whatever. I'll talk shit about my first college because I hated it. I went to a small college called Alma College, which was a private school.
Alma?
A-L-M-A, Alma College.
Alma. Check your hearing.
Yeah. Exactly. No, and it was the small private Christian school in Alma, Michigan, and it's literally 1,200 students. It was smaller than my high school, and I was like, I'm gonna go there and be a big fish in a small pond. It's gonna be awesome, and it was terrible. I mean, the classes were too hard. The culture there was very cult-like, and then I got into their theater program. And there was one theater professor who taught one way of acting, and did 3-act mid-Americana shows. And I almost quit acting. I was like, and I didn't even go to, my major was English education.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because my dad always said, like, he was always very supportive of me going and being an actor, but he said you need to get a degree that isn't acting, so that he's like, you can minor in it, just we want you to get a major in something. So I was like, I'll be an English teacher, because in high school my English teacher was my drama teacher. It was a lot of inspirations. But I went to this school and I hated it. I hated everything. And the theater program was so bad that I transferred back to the college in my hometown, and I had the best time. I will speak volumes about Central Michigan. It is an amazing school for not only theater, but for everything. It's just, I had a great educational experience.
Do you have any crazy moments from college? That you can say on the internet?
Yeah. Okay, this is my favorite crazy moment. I guarantee you, I will tell you this story, and then I will be going to bed tonight, and I will remember something else, and I'll go, damn, that would have been a better story. But we went to this thing called the American College Theater Festival in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, and my buddy had just gotten dumped. Right now, I've been a serial monogamous. I was dating my my ex during this time, so I was as unsingle as you can be. But he was very single, and there was a girl who from a different school who was very interested in him. And we were at this mixer. They have a big mixer every year, and so she was very interested in him. And so we got to talking, and I was like, "Listen, Chris, I will wingman you all night long." Because my girlfriend was back in Michigan. We just went with like partners for scene work. So it was a group of us, but she was there, so I was like, I'm just gonna be your wingman. So we're dancing and stuff, and finally this girl and her friends are like, come back to our hotel. This hotel was like 5-10 miles away from the hotel we were staying at. And this was before Uber was like a thing. So basically they were like, get in our car. So we piled like into this tiny little Honda Civic. They drove us to this hotel, right? We go up to their hotel room. Oh, I'm sorry, we go up to a hotel room. So we're in a hotel room, and this girl is all over my buddy. And like, he's just sitting there just staring at the ceiling, like not doing anything, while she's like laying on him on the bed. And you know, we're all talking, and there's like pizza in this room, and we're having a great time. And there's this other girl who's a redhead who's interested in me. Now I'm sitting here just like, all right, I will go ahead and talk to the redhead, because she's wingmanning her friend. So we were working together. So we're talking and all this stuff, and then and so finally these people come into the hotel room. They're like, hey, this is our hotel room, get out. It was like another group from their college, but apparently like only one of them had like the room key. Then these other people came back, so then we had to go, and me and this girl like, well, what are we gonna do? We're trying to get our friends to hook up. Why don't we, hey, you guys just sit right here on this bench. You know how you come up out of an elevator and there's like a bench sometimes?
Yeah.
In the hotel? So we're like, sit down for a second, and we hit the elevator button, we go down. So I end up in this hotel lobby, and this girl starts to, and we're like, we'll let them hang out upstairs on the bench. And this girl starts telling me her life story, which turns out that she is a very unfortunately damaged individual, and just tells me all of this stuff about her like incredible drug use, and like how she fell in love with one of her professors, and then they had an affair, and that she's like really messed up over it, and so she's not actually attending college, but because she was accepted to the American College Theater Festival before this, she was allowed to come to the festival even though she wasn't actually in school. She wasn't sure what she was going to do because she's trying to get clean, but also she's in love with this professor. What do I think? Do I think that she should still pursue the professor because he's not with his wife anymore, and all this other? And I'm sitting here just taking this bullet for my buddy who's upstairs. Just like,
oh my gosh.
And it is now like 2 o'clock in the morning in a foreign city, and it's in Champaign-Urbana, so it's not warm. It's January.
Oh my gosh.
And so finally my buddy comes down out of the elevator, and I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, we gotta go. And I'm like, so how'd it go, man? And he goes, man, we just talked. And I was like, for what I did for you.
Oh my gosh.
And then so of course, no cabs, no Uber. We walk back to our hotel in our dress clothes, with him actually talking about his ex the whole way back. that's about the craziest like thing that happened to me in college, which is actually pretty lame. I didn't end up like, you know, with a friggin' katana sword in my underwear on the rooftop going high.
Did you have any guest service jobs before performing?
I made pizza. I made pizza at a bar. So the bar was known for like it's like the most popular bar in my hometown, but they're known for their pizza. So they do pizza, and so I was the person who made it.
You made pizza?
Yeah, and I was bad at it, which does not seem like something you should be bad at. But I was not. I would get the order wrong. I would burn it. I would like use the wrong amount of cheese. So I was like, because they tell us we have to use these little bags of cheese, like just this little packet of cheese. And I would put the packet, I'm like, that's not enough cheese to cover this pizza. So I'd take more, and they were like, you're using too much cheese.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a pizza.
Yeah. That's not something you could be said.
Yeah, like they're like, did they order extra cheese? I'm like, no, but I feel like they want their pizzas covered.
Yeah.
Because I would see these guys use it. I'm like, that's just not enough cheese on a pizza. You're not covering it. I had my own opinions, which I shouldn't have had.
Oh my gosh. When did you actually decide to move to Florida?
It was my senior year of college, so it was right around 2010, 2011.
Okay.
And, you know, I was getting a teaching degree, which I knew that wherever I was going to go, I wanted to audition to be an actor first and just do some substitute teaching. I did 5.5 years, if you include student teaching. But yeah, it was a long time. But yeah, 2010, and you know, my girlfriend and I, we were discussing what our plans were, whether or not we wanted to go wherever we're going together, or you know, if she wanted to go there. You know, I still had the little dream in my head that I was going to do movies. And then, you know, but I had these roots in Orlando, and I had, in my last couple of times living here, like being here for long periods of time, I really started to research what it was like to do entertainment here. And one of my projects in college was to research places that are not the conventional places to go for acting. Like if you want to be an actor, but say you don't want to go to New York or LA, where can you go?
Right.
And because it's not something that I feel like a lot of colleges focus on. And that was something I really appreciated. Was I had a professor who was like, look into it. So everybody's project for this is find a city, your city. And so I picked Orlando, and I learned a lot. I learned about the Shakes, I learned about the Rep, I learned about the Mad Cow, I learned about different companies that were in town that may not have like venues, but they had companies, and it helped a lot because as soon as I got here, I was like, boom, boom, boom. And so I went to my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, what do you think? Look, I have a job, I have a place for us to live. What do you think if we go to Orlando for a year or two? Which is what everybody says. What do you think if we go to Orlando for a year or two? It's a smaller pond. We audition, we build up a resume, we work for parks, get that on our resume, and then we can go somewhere else.
Right.
That was it. So we ended up deciding, she came with me, we moved to Orlando. And that was really the deciding factor, was the fact that I had friends here. I had a buddy who had an apartment that we could move into right away.
Yeah.
I had a job, like literally had a job. I was hired at a job already. Mm-hmm. So like I was not gonna come down and be like, well, I'm gonna take 3 or 4 weeks and hope to find a job. Like I started working 2 days after we physically brought our stuff here.
What was your audition experience like?
Great. Honestly, like it's just funny about how, you know, when you're in college and they tell you about like auditioning and stuff, and it's such, I don't know what it's like to audition in a big city, but it's just as easy as get your headshot, get your resume, get a monologue, get a time. You just show up. It's just like any audition. You walk into the room, you say your piece, you leave. I mean, it's
yeah.
So I mean, it's easy. It's awesome.
Do you have any embarrassing audition stories?
Oh, actually, yes, I do. It was this like American review. They were basically going through all the music of like America. I showed up and I sang. I sang my 16 bars, and they were like, that was great. Can you sing some Johnny Cash? I was like, yes, I can sing some Johnny Cash. And I sang it, and it went great. And they went, great. So now you're gonna dance. And I'm sitting there in like slacks and dress shoes and a dress shirt and like this vest. And I'm like, I was unaware that there would be a dance component. They're like, well, there is. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, it'll be fine. You've done dance before. I'm like, yeah, I've done dance. And they're like, well, cool, we're gonna do some tap. And I literally looked at them and I was like, I can't do that. And they were like, well, we're gonna try. And I was like, no, I don't think you, like, guys, like I can't do that. Like and I was like, I'll do my best. And they were like, okay, so you've taken tap before? I'm like, yeah, like back when I was 11. They're like, okay, so you know some basic stuff, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm telling you it's gonna be bad. And I think one of them was like, well, yeah, that's a great thing to say to your choreography auditioners. I'm like, I don't know what to like, there's just things where people are like, we're gonna have you do this. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I think we're gonna save a lot of time if I just tell you I can't. And they're like, okay, so here we go. And they taught me the combination, and I went, yeah, all right. And they played the music, and I sure did try. I did not get that show, but hey, the singing went well. But yeah, it was just that moment where it's like, you guys, I can't do that, and they're like, well, that's not something you want to say to somebody who's auditioning you. And I'm like, let's just save each other a whole bunch of time here, all right?
Yeah.
They'd be like, can you do a backflip? No, we're gonna go ahead and try to get you to do a backflip. Well, all right, I'll fall on my face. Sounds great.
Are there any shows at the parks that you have done that are now closed?
No, there's not. Well, I mean, technically, I did temporary shows. So, like, I did a thing this summer,
Right.
at the Magic Kingdom that's no longer there, and I don't know if it will come back. And then I just did Halloween at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
That was just for Halloween.
Do you have any funny show stories? Of like any like...
I mean, God, yes, but there's so many. Okay, here's one of my favorites. I was doing a performance, and I had to ask a kid his name. And I looked down at this kid and I said, what's your name, buddy? And he goes, Gio. I went, oh, cool, Gio. And he goes,
Gio.
No, Gio. And I went, yeah, Gio. Okay, no, Gio. Okay, buddy, I'm sorry. You know what? Let me just ask, where are you from? And he goes, England. And I went, Joe. Your name is Joe. He's just got like a Joe. You know, his name was Joe.
What other shows have you done outside of the parks?
I mean, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? Yes, I do. I recently did First Date with Generation Productions, where I played the character, the lead role of Aaron, and it was like one of those perfect storms. I mean, just the music was great, the direction was great, the rest of the cast was amazing. The venue, we did it at the Abbey, and we did it immersively. Kelly Smith was opposite me, if you know Kelly, and she's just outrageously talented. And it was just one of those things where, like, I don't sing. Like, I don't sing a lot. My whole, like, when I got here, I was like, I'm gonna audition for everything. And after about a year or two of auditioning for musical things, people were like, maybe that's just not what you do. And I was like, that's fine. I'm not a great singer. And then I did this, and I finally found something that, like, made me feel like I was good. I did some good dramatic acting, did good comedic acting, and I could sing. And that was like, it felt like just a triumph of performance for me. And it was just so funny. It was a playground of a show to just be like, I'm gonna do this dumb thing, and if it's too much, tell me, and if not, I guess it's going in the show. My favorite thing that happened during that show was on opening night. There was a huge storm. Huge thunderstorm, like one of those, just like one of the ones that come through Central Florida and just wreck the entire place. And it literally is, it's the first scene. So I sit down and I say, hi, I'm Erin. And she's like, oh, I'm Casey. Great, that's awesome. And then like somehow right in the middle of a pause, this thunder, just like a huge flash of lightning, the loudest thunder, like shaking the walls, thunder. And I just went, Jesus Christ. Like there was no way to avoid it. Like there was no way in the realm of the show to just be like, well, that sure didn't happen. So I just called it out and the audience lost it. And then I myself write a lot of shows. So right now that's what I've been working on, is I'm working on writing a lot of shows. So a couple things that I've done is a show called Zombie Island, or How to Survive a Wedding with Your Ex. I wrote and directed it. Fringe in 2017. Fringe 2016, I wrote my show, The Foreplay, An Exploration of the Birth of Our Nation. And that has, I brought that back for the Winter Fringe in 2017. I did it here in Orlando at the venue, and then we took it to Kansas City Fringe where we won Best in Venue.
Wow, that's awesome.
I've been in that, I directed it, I wrote it, and right now I'm working on writing a couple other shows. One based on the development of the King James Bible. So that's fun. It's done in the same style as the Foreplay. And then I got drunk the other night and read the 14th Amendment, because that's sort of a thing that's happening in today's world. And I wrote a little tiny one-off foreplay style thing about the 14th Amendment. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might film that, but that's mostly what I'm focused on now.
Yeah.
Is my own writing. So that's it really started way back when I did a show called Anne Frankenstein, which was about reanimating Anne Frank as a Nazi killing mercenary, which starred Lauren Culver. And I was in it as a Nazi. I shaved my head. It was terrible. And it was just, so that's what really started. So I'm leaning more toward that. That's my number one focus when I'm doing shows outside of the parks right now.
Yeah.
Is producing and either starring in or directing the shows that I am writing. That's my number one focus, is to write as much as possible and to create content.
And if you don't know who Lauren Culver is, stay tuned. She's doing an episode, so yeah, check that out. Subscribe right now. Do it.
Hit the button. There's a button.
And subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. Do all that right this second. Any performance fails.
I was in a show called Love, L-U-V, which was produced here in town. I saw the audition on Central Florida Auditioners. I guess I was like one of 3 people who auditioned for this show.
Oh my god.
There were only 3 actors in it. And while I respect the production team and the other actors, we were under-rehearsed, the script wasn't great, and nobody saw this show. I mean, we did, I want to say 2 weekends of 3 nights, and I mean, like, largest crowd was 7 people. I mean, it was embarrassing. And I was not, because it was one of those things where by like midway through the rehearsal process, I was like, this is not good, and it's not going to be good, and I wasn't good. I couldn't remember my lines. I was dropping the ball left and right because like the director didn't care, so I didn't care, and it was just a difficult show. So I don't even know if you saw that show, I apologize. That was a rough go for everyone this show.
So do you have a dream role?
In theater or at the parks?
Both.
I always say at the parks right now there's only one more thing that I want to do at the parks, which is the Sing It host. I want to do that. I really love that show, and I think that host part is fun, and I tell a lot of people that and they're like, what? And I'm like, I know, but I want to do it. And then at the other place, anything that has to do with Star Wars, as soon as that happens. And actually, if Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is ever available for regional or anything, I want to play Harry Potter. That is, like, if I ever got to do that, to play Harry Potter in that show. I've seen it twice. It's my favorite.
I still haven't seen it. I'm so excited.
Just the role, a lot of people give a lot of crap to that show, but it's so good, and that role, the role of adult Harry Potter, is written so well. I would love to play that role.
So we're gonna move on to the Twitter questions. These are very important.
Okay.
They could make or break your career. So
my whole career.
When you use toilet paper, do you fold it or wad it?
Wad it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. What is your favorite kind of dog?
Like a husky. I had a husky when I was a kid. I love huskies. I think they're beautiful and they're goofy as hell.
Yeah, they are.
They're so,
I want one so
weird.
badly. Or a German, white German Shepherd is my dream dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like it.
What color socks are you wearing?
I'm wearing unicorn socks. They are my unicorn socks.
They have holes.
Yeah, they have holes in them, and they are mismatched. They are my very favorite socks.
I love it. I always mismatch. I have Reptar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ma'am. That's the
first time that I've worn 2 Reptar socks together.
Good for you.
Would you let me tattoo you?
No thanks, man.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to be rude. I just don't know if you're a tattoo artist or...
I'm not.
Is it you or is it the Twitter user that is asking? Either or?
No.
No thanks, I'm good.
Yeah. Which Alice in Wonderland character most embodies your soul?
Oh my god. Is there one who's just like the whole time looking around going, this is absolutely stupid? I'm not a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. Honestly, I guess it'd be the March Hare. I like the March Hare. He's just like, he's a wacky guy, but he's not too wacky. He sure is there for the tea party. Everything else can happen around him and he doesn't really care much about it.
Yeah. Describe your life Describe your life with one dance move.
What? One dance move.
Triple
Yeah.
time step.
Triple time. Yeah.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
I can't tap. Like, what's the thing where you jump in the air and you do one of these and your legs do the same thing? It's just like a leap.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
it. Whatever the thing is, where you look like a deer and you jump in the air.
Sure. Garage K.
That's it. That's
Great.
the one.
What show are you binging at the moment?
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
I've literally, that is all I have
Have not
done today
started
is
that.
watch season 3 of Marvel's Daredevil.
Do you like trains?
Yeah, why not?
What type of cereal?
Oh, Waffle Crisp. Hell yeah.
If you could be any theme park attraction, Disney or Universal, what would you be and why? Wow.
Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
Of course.
Yeah, it's because I'm one of the biggest Harry Potter fans you'll find, and I love that it is just a crazy arm that is just flying all over the place, but keeps showing you really cool shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have any public social media?
I've got my Instagram page, but it's not like official, but you can follow me on Instagram, at the Micahnight, and I have a Facebook page, and that's about it.
Awesome. And you know where to find me: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Musically, all at endsleyellis. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button, and comment what you would like to see next time. And we will see you later. Bye.